This is Umar for BoxNation. I'm joined by, well, a busy man in Lee Eaton. It is fight week for Liam Cameron, but are we doing 12 or 10, Lee?
All I can say at this precise moment is my contract for my fighter, Liam Cameron, is 12 rounds.
Okay. Has
And
a
at this present time, there's been no variation contract or anything like that to change it. We have spoken to, well, the lawyers of Queensbury have spoken to the lawyers of Boxer. Um, we've spoke about fees and stuff like that. No contracts come over to sign, nothing. So at the minute, it's a 12-round fight.
all right, going from that and Liam's statement yesterday, was a number put to Boxer that Liam was happy with
Correct.
and nothing came back?
Well, it's not. There's no contract back, yeah. So they have our price. If they wanna, if they wanna get it done, then let's get it done. But otherwise, we just go 12 rounds. And what one thing is, Liam's happy to go 10. Liam's happy to go 12. Liam's happy to go 15. He doesn't care. He's so confident in his ability and what in his training camp and that he's ready.
Lee, I spoke to Frank today. I know you saw it briefly. He said this has been going on since mid-February, so just tell me about that.
So I got a phone call from Shalom. So I went and met him the day before I flew to Saudi for Bet Bivol. I went and see him at his where he lived. When I had a sat with him, and he said he's got a problem. I already knew. I already knew what the problem was. So because listen, I remember signing the contract and thinking, okay, cool. You know what I mean? So I already knew what was going to be said. And I told him there and then, there's a problem. But he asked me to keep it from. Obviously, people know that I am Liam Cameron's manager. First and foremost in this relationship, but I'm also an employee of Queensbury. Um, so I'm head of boxing for George Warren, and he's told me not to tell my boss, my fighter's promoter, about our conversation, which I don't believe's right. Reg, sit down. I don't believe's right, but listen, it is what it is. We went to Saudi. I met up with Ben again. Um, we had a conversation, and he asked me if I told George. I said, of course. He's like my relationship with George. I will tell him. Um, and he said, "Oh, now what we're gonna do?" So you've been told what you got to do. You got to speak to our promoter. The contract for Liam is Queensbury and Boxer for the POS. So Queensbury have the services, promotional services of Liam Cameron,
Yeah.
and they are basically hiring him out to Boxer, and that's a provision of services agreement. So the provision of service agreement is between them. I can't change it myself. It has to be the promoter. And anything that is agreed by the promoter to promoter has to be agreed with Liam and myself. And when if it's say from 10 to 12, we've got to change that. There's got to be a variation agreement. And on that variation agreement, George will have to sign it, Liam will have to sign it, and I'll have to sign it. At this present, we have no variation agreement. At this present time, it is a 12-round fight.
And I'm guessing
And
on Whittaker's side, it's been the exact same thing, but opposite. He signed for a
yeah,
sorry, a 10 round fight.
one thing I will say, listen, Ben Whittaker has done nothing wrong, and in this, really, he should be a bit pissed off with how it all is because he's going into the biggest fight of his life, like Liam is, and all this is it's a mess. It is a mess. And do you know what? I've never listen. I've not been in the game as long as Frank and stuff like that, but I've never seen anything like it. It is fucking ludicrous, mate. Absolutely mental.
What did you think about Ben's comments on TalkSport saying, "Look, we've agreed something with Queensbury. They're just trying to make a mockery of me in the media now."
Make a mockery of him. He's doing that himself. And I've got to be careful what I say because I don't want to start getting another legal letter and stuff like that. So be careful what I say. But all I will say is we're doing everything correct. So we sign the contracts, we train, we do our media thing, everything like that. We're doing all that correct. We've done nothing wrong. And Liam Cameron's done nothing wrong and he's ready for this fight. But at this present time, it's a 12-round fight. And Ben coming out and saying things like, oh, it's made it a bigger fight, it's sold more tickets and stuff like that. Okay, if it's made it a bigger fight, so why shouldn't Liam be getting paid more? Because Liam's the one that's made this fight big. Liam, myself, Queensbury as a team, like what has Boxer done to promote this show? I'm asking you, Umar. Can you? Do you
Uh,
know what I mean?
the gloves are off were good. That Sky put out essentially, but
Yeah, but listen, that didn't get shared. That didn't get shared by Boxer until 6, 7 hours after it had been out. So like, I'm not being funny. Listen, it is what it is. Uh, all I can say is, at this present time, we're going for a 12-round fight.
right, looking at this objectively now, I feel like they're backed into a corner here, and I say that because either Boxer are going to have to compensate Liam and pay up the money to reduce it to a 10-round fight, or they're just going to have to crack on with a 12-round fight, which is not what Ben signed up for. But it's obviously the whole show depends on this. It's a Sky Sports main event. So I'm not talking for Boxer here, but you can't really lose this fight. Otherwise the show collapses.
Yeah, well there's three options. Yeah, pay to have it reduced to a 10-round fight. Option two, 12-round fight. Option three, breach of contract. If you breach the contract, then there's going to be legal proceedings. But the one thing that I will say is, I've had 3 phone calls today. They have tried to speak to people about replacing Liam. Yeah. Let me just tell you now, that can't happen. We have a contract. Yeah. And if that contract is broken, then our legal team will proceed with what they need to do. I'm not saying who they've contacted or anything like that, but I've had 3 people message me. I don't know. Listen, I can't say it's 100%, and I'm not gonna say it's 100%. But if that is the case, they've got to have a good look at themselves because they're not doing. They've got to realise is their fighter wants to fight Liam. Our fighter wants to fight Ben. That's the fight to make. Everyone wants that fight, and that's how it's got to go.
Just lastly, obviously, this is something for yourself, the lawyers to deal with, etc. But it is quite difficult for both fighters actually heading into fight week with this noise going around. So, how is Liam with all this?
Liam's brand new. Listen, it ain't right, and it ain't ideal. But if you knew Liam, if you know Liam, how we know Liam, listen, he's just a happy-go-lucky guy. He's ringing me up, laughing and joking, sending me all the memes and stuff like that. Listen, it is what it is. He's wheelchair ready, mate. He's wheelchair ready.
Well, on that note, yeah, I'll see you up in Birmingham, Liam. Liam,
I'll
Lee.
sit. I'm flying back tomorrow, coming straight to fight week.
All right, Lee, top man. Thank you.
Take care, bye, mate.
Queensbury,
The biggest fights,
and the biggest nights.
home of champions.
Home of knockouts.
There's no way back from this.
The home of the future.
And this is
The
it.
global home of boxing.
Queensbury, exclusively on design.